Hello. You guys would not believe how tired I am. Yeah, you would. You guys deal with me on a regular basis. You know. You know what's up. Yeah, welcome back to Mert Mart. These guys are... Oh, stop. What was I doing? Oh, right, we're trying to re-stabilize. Because we made our store bigger. This is a lot more comfy, in my humble opinion. This is a narrow hall of doom, but, you know, it'll probably get better. It's probably fine. I'm I'm gonna double check our back room to make sure we're not like screwed. I yeah, like we have no eggs. Like we have no eggs. Out of eggs. My back room is like empty. Wonderful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry if you're hearing that background noise, that's just my kettle. I'll have it off in a second. my, my stock is doomed. That's probably fine. It's, like, it's probably fine. What are we here for? Profit. When do we want it? Tomorrow. Welcome to capitalism, late Chesh. Where we run on empty 24/7. If you've ever been an employee at a place and that place never has like the stock, it's because of people like me. Who's like, listen, we only need the bare bones minimum, and if somebody can't find something, well, damn, that's a shame. Guess they'll have to come back tomorrow. Alright, listen, that's not entirely true, but this is the way a lot of stores and businesses do their stock. They do their stock by buying the minimum amount possible with very, very little, like, leftover. Like, it's done intentionally. We want procrastination, what do we want it? Whenever. Yeah, we'll get to it, alright? We'll get to it. Alright, I'm gonna go grab my, little bit of extra hot water there. There we go. Oof. Why it looks like a store and not hell. Because I actually am not the worst store owner that you've ever met. I like to make sure that my employees are happy. I like to make sure that my store is comfortable to traverse, which is why I really don't like this little narrow hallway, and I don't like this little narrow corner, and I don't really like this, but listen, you don't need to be here. Don't go there. And like why this is like literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. This is the worst part of my store, but I'm not really sorry about it. The checkout is literally the worst part. I have no idea of how to do it in a way that makes it like comfortable. But yeah, the checkout is hell. Yes. Yep. You got it, you got it. But it's okay, because I'm slowly blocking it off so you can't see it. You'll never know it's hell over there because it's completely just not visible. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We treat it like all those kids in camps at the border in America. If you don't see them, you don't think about it. It's fine. Oh, that's dark. Alright, I should probably also... Well, yeah, I fixed my lighting last time, which is nice, but I should probably also turn the music on, shouldn't I? There we go. Alright, we also gotta check our bills. Oh, good! We're done! We already did this. Oh. Well, good job, me. We'll just do these two, and we're already making money. Alright. We are in a way better position than I thought we were. Good job, everybody. I think we have enough space over here to actually do the next, license, but I don't know if I want to. Like, I don't know if that's actually a good idea. What do you guys think? Yes, exactly like the pile of dead babies in your basement. Do you think we should do the next one? We definitely have space for it. The next license is like another type of toilet paper and toothpaste. And fabric softener, paper towel, toilet paper, and toothpaste. Yeah, it's a soap thing. So we could probably... The next one is books. And then it's like cakes and chocolate bars and another sugar, another yogurt, and then it's more beer. So, I mean, we're in a little bit of a pickle with that, right? Because even if we get the next license, it's gonna go over here. It's not even gonna go over here. How many books do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're gonna get like another 4. So we could maybe turn this whole area into a library? Or we could get, like, the next bunch of candy and candy this up. The next part is alcohol, and, like, this corner's... I could easily put, like, another, like, 2 shelves here for booze. Like, I don't think that'll be a problem. Yeah, I assume the people that live in this, little pocket hell eat soap. I can only make that assumption. I think that's the only reasonable assumption that can be made. Let's be honest. I am super grumpy, and I hate global warming, and I want to go storm my local government office, because it is December... What is the date? Hold on. It is December 10th. And there is, like, tiny little... It looks like March. It looks like October outside. My snow is gone. I'm moving. I'm leaving. I hate this. It gives me depression. Where's my goddamn snow? I'm so upset. So sad about it. Got pizza and french fries. There's gotta be a better way to do this. Like, I think having this space open really has sped up the Enricos, but it's terrible. And the lighting is better now. We fixed the lighting. My wrist is exhausted today. I do not know why. Like, it was fine yesterday, but today it's like... It's just not having any of it. That's alright. I need to learn to sit in a more relaxed position. I also haven't put any, like, stuff on it recently to, like, help it relax, so I'll probably do that later. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Everybody's having a good week leading up to Christmas. I know things are probably getting, like, kind of stressful for people because, like, you know, it's getting close to the holidays and stuff like that. I really enjoy Christmas, personally. But I also... That comes with a caveat, right? I definitely do Christmas on my own terms. Like, I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people do Christmas on, like... on other people's terms. And, like, on the terms of, like, family members, or on the terms of, like, industry, or, like, working, like, whatever their job is, right? And, like, I very much do Christmas at the rate that I want to do Christmas, at the amount that I want to do Christmas. So I think it's because I just make it, like, and just do it the way I want to do it, regardless. It like allows me to enjoy Christmas a lot more than I think other people get to. If you caught the Christmas bug, or like the holidays bug, be sure to make sure you're doing things on your own terms if it's bothering you and you're finding it frustrating. Sometimes that frustration is just coming from a lack of control. Many people can't choose whether other people buy them gifts or things like that, so the view is, well, I have to do it. Maybe. I mean, I can imagine people feeling that way, but you don't have to. And you're allowed to go and accept those gifts whenever you want, or reject them entirely if you really want to. You can do what you want. It's the holiday season. Are you come to shop at Mert Mart where you shop smart? No? Not going to the store? Alright, get out of here. Store's closed. Nice. You might not be able to choose when people buy you a gift, but you can choose when you accept it. You have a lot more control than you think you do. So, I think before we get the next... I think we stick to our original plan. And we do not get the next license until we get some more space in the store. So, as much as we have a bunch of empty space right here, we could move the candy. We could, like, take this and put that over there. Actually, I might... We could also put, like, candy and chips together. So we could put, like, the sugar over here. Like, we can move this here. Then we can have, like, the next two candies there. And then we can have, like, chips in here. That will give us space to expand our beer section. I like that plan. I like this plan. This is a good plan. Chocolate. Nope, this is coffee. This one. Actually, I don't know if I like that. Hold on. Just a second. The thing is like, this cake is, like, super premium expensive cake for some godforsaken reason. And so, like, I kind of want to put it on the top shelf. Maybe I can put it right here. And then I can move those over there. Okay, let's do that. Hold on. Like, it's $30. Like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Like, these guys are $2, and those little cakes are $30 each. Like, they have to go on a top shelf, right? There we go. And then we're just gonna put this over here. That's the wrong box. So what are you doing? What? Are you trying to take my box? Sugar. Am I fast enough? Am I? Am I fast enough? We're gonna find out. Nope, not that one. No, it's not that one. Nope, that's potatoes. That's sugar. No, it's not that one. Where is this? Is that it? Did he just take... It's this one. Yeah, it's that one, but we don't have any. Okay, so that works. Works perfectly for me. The chips we're gonna move. So if we take the chips and we put them... well, on the top, maybe? And then bottom? What do we got? 1, 2... We only got 3 types of chips, so that's like... 1, 2... We could do them all the way across and then leave our top shelves open for something. I think that'll be the... We could put the pop over there, but that actually might be genius. I might be a genius. I might be dumb as fuck, but we're gonna find out. That's what we're about to do. So if I do 1, 2, 1, 2, and then do 1, 2, well, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, we're gonna have like one open space. Which I think is fine. I think we can work with one open space. Excuse me. Fuckers can't be trusted. Here it is. Whoop. I know I don't have to worry about it because I'm the only one who's got a box. Ha 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 ha. You can't do nothing. Ha. Perfect. You're free! Your boss said to roll your pallets back since not enough people were working on them. You had 10 pallets in total and had 4 left. Damn. That's still impressive. Is it just me, or do they, like, shrink in the box? What gave you the idea that you were dumb as fuck? I mean, I did work with Steve. That is a thing that happened. Listen, we all make mistakes in our lives. It's important to have a good sense of humor. Alright, that's all I can do for today. So let's end the day. Dishwasher tablets, soap, and brown sugar. Dishwasher tablets. Which dishwasher tablets? There's a few of these. Dishwasher tablets. Soap. Was it this soap? I don't know which soap it was. I'm just gonna use the... It's fine. But listening... Okay, so... I didn't finish that video with Roadhog. Why am I clicking on the bank? God damn it. Choco pick. No, this isn't right. Oh, there we go. Brown sugar. On down to $5.95. That's one thing that you know this game isn't realistic. The prices are going down. Not in the year of our Lord 2025. I don't fucking think so. Actually, I was planning on doing a stream, like a... Whoops. 560. I was planning on doing a stream, and you guys can let me know if you're interested in something like this. I was planning on doing a stream where, grabbing the sugar first so they don't fuck me. I'm gonna go through and look at brands. So, like, and, like, their like, where the brands are from. Like, their locations. So to be like, this is a Canadian brand, this is an American brand, this is an X brand, this is a Y brand, stuff like that. Specifically because, like, tariffs are about to get really fucking weird for everybody. And I mean everybody. I'm not, like, that's not a joke. Like, things are about to get frickin' crazy. Did they take that inside already? Why? Why did they do that? These were maybe those weren't full. Whatever. I'm not worried about it. Why does one box not... You know what? I don't care. And I'm not worried about it. It's fine. And, like, just doing some of that research and doing it live just so people can, you know, participate or whatever. Because, like I said, things are gonna get weird. Things are gonna get really freaking weird for people. Pricing is gonna get wacky. People are gonna want to protest brands and stuff like that, so I thought it'd be fun to, like, maybe preemptively do a stream about it. Of, like, doing all the research and stuff. Really? Whatever. My boss walked around the store today saying, ha ha ha, I'm the only one with a box while I was putting product on the shelf that was in boxes. I think she doesn't know what the word box means anymore. I love that the owner of the store is just a raving lunatic. From Enrico's perspective. I adore that. Put this over here. My stack in the corners over here is getting a little bit unruly. Tariffs also going to hit further up the supply stream, so many American companies are going to get hit hard too. Oh, no, the American companies are probably going to be the ones that get hit the hardest. But I think that it would be valuable to sort of have that kind of a list. And so I figured I would make, like, a video that's just got the list, but I figured I'd just do a stream where we go through and we're like, running around seeing who's part of what chain and what company and yada yada yada. Just to make, like, because I think that's gonna maybe help make people's lives a little bit easier. See, that's a little bit nicer. This looks a little bit stupid, but that's okay. That's fine. It can be stupid. Oh, that doesn't fit. That's depressed. That just gave me, like, an aneurysm. Okay. Bouquet. It's fine for now. I'm not worried about it. PepsiCo actually won the cola war. Yeah. PepsiCo won and nobody knows. Look at, like, look how nice it looks. This is nice. I like my little pockets. I think having the pockets was the best idea. I also think the next expansion goes out this way again, right? So we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna get another one, so we can just move all this over slightly, so that way this little cold aisle can be, like, the right size. So I think that'll be good. Yeah, PepsiCo is crazy. I agree with you on that one. You won't find any arguments from me under those circumstances. A rule of thumb of having like 10 of a product is really, really good. Like, it works out almost perfectly. We haven't run out of any products. Sometimes I have to think about it too hard and count on my little tiny goblin fingers. Is 8 plus 2 10? I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm a goblin. And I can only count to 4. Eek. I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4. With this method, I don't think when the update comes through, we're gonna have to be worried about it. Like, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about the update where, like, oh, some products are gonna go, have expiration dates. Like, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that. Did I order this? I already forgot. Did I do that? Guys? Guys, help me. What's 9 plus 10? Man, I don't know. I can only count to 4. But part of that, like, why are you doing this to me? Why? Why you do this? I like Pepsi products more than Coke products when it comes down to drinks and stuff, but yeah. Sure. Your dad worked at Pepsi Factory and was the person who tasted the products to make sure the levels were right, even the stuff he didn't like. Yeah. 9 plus 10 must be 910. 9 and then 10. I mean, yeah, that works. It goes in the square hole. Guys, what use are you if you don't know if I clicked that thing or not? What am I gonna do? What do I do with you? Come on, guys. I don't know if we did that or not. It might be in this pile somewhere. Nope. 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 Well, I don't see it. On the update where there's expiry dates, do people have to rotate the product on the shelf? I have no idea. All I know is that there's going to be some expiration dates on some products that is going to be added sometime in the future. I just kind of like throwing boxes around, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of a good time. Ew. 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 Brother, I feel like we're gonna need 2 boxes, like this is almost empty. Like, that's 1 box. 1 box is just gonna go straight up onto the out onto the floor, so I think if I order, I think I might actually need to order 3 boxes of this. So 2 should end up here, which will put us above 10. And then the rest will go out on the shelf, so. Yeah, he's putting some away right now. I just come out here and I like pick this up and I rotate it and it's like there, it's been rotated. Ta-da! You see, that's only 8. And I bought 2 boxes, so yeah. I did it. I did the math, guys. I did it right. Give me my prize. What do I get? What do I win? I could super duper condense these shelves too, but I really don't want to do that. I do not wish that upon my... Excuse me. I do not wish that upon myself. I'm just double checking before we open the store because I know there's product that I ordered that went out onto the floor. So I'm just making sure we're still good. We're still Gucci. Alright, there we go. We are open for business. Wonderful. It is now time to T-pose. See if we can get the timing on giving that little boost to our checkout, guys. There was a product at Walmart you were working at that was like 4 years out of date when you started working there, so I had to claim it all out of the system because I noticed it. Ugh. That's awful. I mean, I know that sometimes things just get missed. Like, that's a thing that happens. Oh, thank you for the stretch. Ugh. Oh man, sometimes things get missed, like, it happens, but, like... Horrid. Absolutely awful. Keeping in mind also, by the way, we might be able to double up on our booze. Because this is only, like, one of each product, right? So that's one, that's one, that's one. This is only one, this is only one, and this is only one, and this is only one. So we could double up these and put them on the shelf as well if we want to, just to make our display look a little nicer, but I'm not worried about it right this very second. Excuse me 1 second while I move my microphone. Oh. Crazy. Oh, I was gonna talk to you guys about oh, did you guys enjoy the stream today with Chris Shelton? Over on YouTube on Debate Hub? If you haven't watched it, you're missing out, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Debate Hub, it's the channel, if you search Debate Hub, it'll be the channel that looks like it's got the Pornhub logo. Legally distinct Pornhub. You loved it? That's good to hear. You're gonna listen to it tomorrow? Yeah, if you missed out, it's definitely worth a watch. I think it was a good conversation as well as, like, even if you missed it live. Because, I mean, sometimes live conversations are, like, you really feel like it's not the same if you don't catch it live. I don't think this one is like that. I think this one was very much not gonna suffer from watching after the fact. You didn't get to hear Chris's opinion on Thaco? Go to his channel. You could ask him. He might be confused. If you tell him you came from me, he'll be less confused. 2013. It works live and not live. Yeah, some conversations just don't work if you don't catch them live, and other ones do. And I think this was one that did. It was very organic. Oh, at one point he said, like, I don't even know how we got here. I'm like, organically. We do need to do something about the floor, but I don't want to do anything about the floor until I have, like... Until I have all of the floor, and I have things where I know I want them to be. I think the conversation really demonstrated how tied in together all these things are, and these, like, the way people think and talk and view each other all is, like, very, very intertwined. Basically, the whole conversation was, we live in a society. But unironically. Oh, I was gonna say something about Roadhog's stream. Again, I only saw like 10 to 15 minutes of it, and like maybe I'll watch more of it later, because it was actually fascinating to listen to. Like, it was like vitriolic garbage, but also like it made my brain, it was tweaking my brain in a way that I'm like, I may want to explore this more. But I'd probably just do that in Discord, because I'm not really there to critique, like, whether or not what he's saying is true. I'm mostly just listening to the way this man talks is like weirdly fascinating to me. Oh, what does Chris think of my hair? You could ask him. I'm sure he'd answer that question. Yeah, very misogynistic. Very, very misogynistic. And like just... I don't know, something about like the way he talks is like just interesting a little bit. Yeah, I don't know him very well. Wolf and Roadhog are friends. Like like Wolf mods for Roadhog. The reason Roadhog was talking about me was because Wolf and Megan asked him to. They were on stream together. At least in the one I was sent. Oh, I need to go speed my guys up. Ah! Okay, well we might end up with one or two situations of the checkouts are full, but, you know, it's fine. What about the time that Wolf was saying Roadhog was a bitch? I mean, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that time. I do know he was making fun of and laughing and justifying Roadhog doxing somebody over on the Non Sequitur show, which was just, like, baffling to me. It's, like, such an antithesis of what that show's supposed to be about. So... dancing around on the corpse of what was once an amazing show. I only know about Roadhog because of the degrees of Kevin Bacon effect. Yeah, same. I know him and Steve used to get along, but I don't know what if they do now, or, like, nor do I care. Like, it's not very important to me, I guess. Can I then use his logic against Wolf, then not saying I would, but Wolf's details are already out there? I mean, you're asking if either of them would be consistent if it happened to them? Is that your question? Because, I doubt it. It's the you can't do this to me because then if you do, you're as bad as I am. And it's like, Roadhog made one good point once, so I listened to 2 of his live streams. I gave up on him about an hour into the second, realizing he was a very unpleasant person. Yeah, he seems very unpleasant. Like, he doesn't seem... I would be curious to have conversations about, like, some of the stuff he's talked about, but I just don't think there'd be value in having the conversations with him. Like, I'd like to talk to somebody who has the same kind of values that he has, but is more capable of reasonable... or more capable of, like, just having a conversation and not, like, just be a screeching, angry, yelly man. Like, I just don't think he is worth it. I think the conversation is interesting, I just don't think he's the one who's capable of having it, so I'd love to find somebody with the same kind of ideas and mentality, but that isn't him. Because he's just not really worth it. You have a story to tell me now that you reminded yourself of Kevin Bacon, if you want to hear it. It's kind of crazy, but it's about a dead guy, so I'd understand if you don't want me to... What? Huh? I mean, go for it. Roadhog gets gross and unpleasant. Like, he makes it part of his character. Yeah, he has made it part of his personality. Kind of like the same way Osmond Gold made LARPing as a cockroach part of his online presence. So Roadhog is kind of made being, like, a hog, like a pig, part of his online persona. Wolf laughing when someone gets doxxed. Wolf surprised Pikachu face when he gets doxxed using his own logic. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Doxing's a big yikes, and it's very much misused. Like, the term is misused, I mean. Get out. Get out of my store. Go away. Leave. Be gone! Thank you. Thank you for your patronage. Yippee! Cheese, eggs, book. Book. 870. Eggs. Cheese. I think it said Parmesan. It did. Oh my god. I'll wait for these guys to catch up. There was a guy named Kevin Bacon, and he was killed by someone, and the guy who killed him was bragging that he killed Kevin Bacon, and no one believed him. Also, dude was making all kinds of bacon puns and was actually cooking and eating pieces of him. Ew! Brother, So where and when is this story from? But yeah, I think Roadhog does it on purpose. Like it's a LARP. It again is one of those people who plays like the tough guy online. You know what I mean? Where it's just like you're constantly just like trying to verbally berate people with what you think is like flowery prose, but like it's flowery prose in the most like purposefully disgusting. You can find a video about it. Kevin Bacon said he didn't like the Tremor movies and didn't want anything to do with them, and they're a cult classic, and it's great. Aw, that he doesn't like them? That's so sad. Tremors is like the first Tremors movie is like one of the only like perfect pieces of like movie ever. Like it's so like well done. And like the exact right amount of like cheesy corny nonsense, and it's like wonderful. It's sad he doesn't enjoy it. I wonder if he would like it if he wasn't in it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes being in the movie wrecks it for you, and I wonder if that's a thing for him. Like if that's part of it. I was like, I get that. I know it's bad to do this while they're still going because you end up under ordering or over ordering, but oh well. Because we're just gonna do this twice. We have to do it twice anyway. There. Let them go. Ugh! Wow, that collapsed instantaneously. Have I seen Echoes? Ah, I know Hollow Man. When is Echoes from? Most likely another Who Falls Apart in person when there's some responsibility to take. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't expect, like... I've seen... I have not seen Roadhog take reasonable criticism about stuff that, like, needs to be addressed very well. I'll put it that way. Like I said, I haven't followed the guy very closely. When I was still involved with Steve, and Steve and him were buddying up or whatever they were talking about, I pretty well kept that at a pretty fair arm's length because I was like, this looks like a train wreck and I don't know what's going on and I'm not willing to put in the work to find out. I'm just gonna not whatever this is. I know that Steve did an interview with him about some controversy and Steve wouldn't let me on. Steve was like, I'm not bringing you on with Roadhog. I don't think he'd be able to handle you, was basically what he had told me. And, you know, fair enough. Knowing your limits is important. And, he said that if I had questions, I should ask them in chat and tag him and he would ask them. And I did that and he didn't ask any of my questions. I think even Roadhog and what I did say, or Roadhog's chat was telling him that I am very poignant with my questions. And so, like, I guess Steve didn't believe that Roadhog would be able to handle that very well. Do I think he'd be able to handle it very well? I don't know. I don't know. Found an article about it and happened in Michigan. Dude was sentenced to life for it, and the article is from October 20th, 2022. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take a look at the article. Actually, I prefer people send me articles over videos a lot of the time when it's, like, just about, like, something interesting as opposed to something that's like, oh, you need to review this. Because, like, articles I can usually read articles faster than I can watch a YouTube video. I'm hoping I can finish, I know EMP or Jack's analysis has been putting out some videos recently, and I gotta catch up on those. I've fallen a little bit behind. How can a man like Roadhog handle a small goblin like you? Yeah, I don't know. Listen, all I know from what, like, one thing that I can definitively say about the amount of the video that I watched so far is that he is very, very interested in what goes on with my ass. And I don't blame him for that. Respectable. I understand, alright? I get that. It's called Stir of Echoes. I'm not familiar with that one then. Like, I watched a lot of 80s and 90s movies, and that's not... I used to be a movie buff back in the day, so a lot of the movies that came out at that time I've seen or I know. That's actually not one of them, so that's cool. It's fun to find, in a genre that you follow, to find something that you haven't seen yet. I need to watch it. It's psychological horror. Yeah, that sounds like it's right up my alley. I'm surprised I missed it, to be honest. Is that guy walking... That dude put out 4 things from a full box. Very funny. Yeah, dude was telling people he was eating bacon and that he killed Kevin Bacon all over the place and people didn't believe him. But when the cops knew the dude's name was Kevin Bacon, he was basically done. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. That's some, like, psychotic... Kevin Bacon is actually very wholesome. From, like, any media, because he, like, has his own, like, Twitter, and he puts out videos every so often, and it's usually just him and his wife being cute, and being like, we hope everybody else is having a good time. I know life's hard out there, and it's like, yes, very, very rich people. Yes, of course you're comfortable. They mean well. They are adorable. They remind me of, oh, what's her name? Kurt Russell and his wife. Oh, what's her name? I don't know why her name never sticks in my head. Kurt Russell and Kurt Russell's wife. Oh, Goldie Hawn? Yes. Oh my god. So they're technically not married. Alright, they've never, from my understanding, they've never been married. But, oh my god. Yes. Goldie Howe? Howie? Is it Howie or How? I don't know. They're adorable. They're absolutely lovely. Anytime it's Han. Oh, I was right the first time? Either way, every time I see them in anything, they're like adorable. Absolutely fucking the cutest shit I've ever seen in my life. Wonderful. Their Christmas movies are so cute. Russell and Goldie relationship goals. I absolutely love Big Trouble in Little China. It's one of my favorite movies ever. It's so good. It's one of those movies where I don't question, like, well, what the hell is this? They didn't explain that. It's because, like, they do. They say, listen, there's stuff in the world you don't know and we don't understand, and you just have to accept it. And it's like, I mean, yeah, alright. Dude had this guy locked up in his basement, and he came up with this story about how the guy wanted to commit suicide, and the guy just wanted to help him. And when I heard that, I was like, yeah, dude said you could eat him and stuff. Also because he was suicidal, question mark. Also, dude also tried to lock up other men in his basement before that, and there were police reports about it. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What? God. That's crazy. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Ow. Excuse me. I apologize. I didn't have enough time to mute. That's some crazy nonsense. Is that a different thing? Yes. Take only what you need to survive. I'm grabbing another milk. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Yeah, the yogurt's flying off the shelves. I also don't like that with the french fries because those go like crazy too sometimes. Soap. Kofi. 12 of that. There we go. 12, 28, 17, 11, 24. Okay, we can open the store now. Wait. Yes, we did this side already, right? Wait a minute. Did I? Wait. Did I order these two things? I don't think I did. I don't think I did this side. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't do this. There we go. Now we can open the store. Now we're good to go. Alright. Okay, door's open. I'll be back in one moment. And I will stretch. Ah, the stretch. I looked over. Stretch came in right when I said that. Yeah. Yeah, sure, hit me up with the link. No worries. I'll check it out if I get the time, but I'll probably just go off of what you said, I'm not gonna lie. Look, I got like a little candy corner. There's candy and chips and drinks and sugar. Wow. This is gonna be my booze corner. I still need a good freezer spot. Maybe I can put the freezers on the far side of the checkout. When we get that whole wall, I think that's probably what we're gonna do. We already did the prices, but did we do the prices? We did the prices. There's no way I didn't do the prices. Hold on. You're freaking me out. Yeah, okay, we did the price. Bills. Bills are paid. The next... We need $64,500. Bro. Brother, we're gonna be here for a hot minute. He was married to this guy and he was texting his husband stuff like, I'm trying to fry up some bacon. And yes, the text had a capital. Ugh, God. This is one of the reasons why I try not to be too judgy by, like, when somebody says, like, well, they're a significant person in your life. How could you let this happen? It's like, half the time people don't fucking know. You cannot know what everybody in your life is up to. Like, you don't know what people are doing and not telling you. Like, how could you possibly? People do crazy shit behind closed doors all the time, so that's why I try not to make any assumptions. So if somebody says, like, they were... Why it's foolish to say that, like, oh, I know them, they're not like that. They wouldn't do something like that. It's like, you have fucking no idea. I barely know what I'm up to sometimes. Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. I gotta spray my plants, my tomato plants with a little bit of water vinegar solution because I think they're getting a couple of bugs. And that's no bueno. I need to put more water in my mint plant too. It's just like dry. Do 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 do. Man, I'm tired. That was a really good conversation today, though. I really enjoyed that. I'm glad I ended up being up for it. It was really good. Very enjoyable. I really enjoy talking to Chris. He's an interesting person with some really interesting insight. And he enjoys talking about those things, so it doesn't feel like a chore. Some people are a chore to talk to. Some people are like pulling fucking teeth just to try to have a conversation with them because they're just so clammed up and so like defensive about anything and everything all the time. Ugh. Chris is just like pleasant. I mean, it depends on the goblin, I assume. You're getting a goblin that, like, is this a free-range goblin? Oh, I didn't do the checkouts. Why didn't you guys remind me? What the hell? Depends on what part of the goblin you're licking. I don't know about they don't have much fat. There's a lot of pretty thick goblins out there. It was showing in your body language that it was one of interest and agreement for sure. And in intentive listening. Intentive? Attentive? I hope that whenever I am doing conversations and interviews and like quote-unquote debate discussions like I was doing with Chris, that I do visually appear that I am paying the fuck attention. Okay, I know sometimes I've got to deal with like chat and stuff and do some stuff, but I am like very actively listening. If I'm coming across as if I'm not listening to somebody while I am talking to them on a stream, something must be going on. I hope that's only ever under some kind of extenuating circumstances. Because that would be pretty bad, in my opinion. I would hate to come across like I'm fucking Aaron. Not paying attention to what the fuck I'm supposed to be talking about. Yeah, oh, well that's nice. One of the things that I do enjoy is I just like talking to people about things that they find interesting and valuable. Because they're always, somebody who is passionate or interested in something is always going to know more than someone who doesn't, right? Like, even if they study something, if they're tired or frustrated or not that interested in whatever they're spending a lot of time studying, they will likely not know as much as somebody who is, like, deeply invested. And, like, emotionally invested. I also just enjoy talking to people about the things they enjoy. Because it just makes for a way more pleasant conversation. Like, FTFE might not like flat earthers, but he clearly enjoys talking about the science and talking to flat earthers, even if he doesn't like them as individuals or them as a group, right? He clearly gets enjoyment out of the situation. I know that feeling, but usually when someone is defensive like that, it's because of how people were raised or trauma. Unless you're talking about someone who is dishonest, then it's because minimal details means less likelihood to say something wrong and slip up. Yeah, I think in some cases I would be a little bit tentative about being too hasty and generalizing. That people are defensive because of how they were raised or trauma. People are defensive for a lot of reasons. And it's very... I find most humans are just instinctually defensive. And aren't even necessarily doing it intentionally. It's very, it's very much like a response mechanism. And I don't think it always comes from how they were raised or trauma. I think it comes from being human. And it comes from, like, a mixture of not... of not being very confident, in whatever system or belief or action is being questioned. Bro. Come on, man. Aaron's dishonesty levels are through the frickin' roof. I mean, yeah. I get the feeling that Erin lies to herself more than anybody. More than she lies to other people. It's over 9,000. Why did I click on the bank? What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. 560, 455, 865, and 350. $55. There are no pennies at Mert Mart. Thank you very much. Bills are paid. Actually, we're doing pretty good at making money here. She has to lie to herself or cry. I mean, if I was that much of a loser, I'd hate myself too. Yeah, well, the problem, right, the problem that arises when you get somebody, this isn't necessarily, like, only Aaron, but when you have somebody who is so hell-bent, right, and so unhappy with who they are, especially when compared with other people, that you run into a really big problem when that person decides to literally blame everyone and everything under the sun instead of just not. Like, just not is an option. Like, instead, you could just not. But, like, it's so habitual, and it's so, like, baked into like this delusion and this self-delusion that it's more comfortable and easier to just continue down this incredibly destructive path regardless of how much it hurts you and regardless of how much collateral damage is done. It's like watching a train wreck. It's watching somebody's life just fall apart around them, and they could stop at any time. The brakes are literally right there, and they just won't. You know you hate yourself when you start copying someone else. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think imitation is not necessarily a bad thing. But I think there are healthy ways to learn from other people and toxic ways to learn from other people. Aaron's view of me is incredibly toxic and incredibly parasocial. Like, it's bad. I should also go back to the thick goblin thing. They look thick, but that's all muscle. Very funny. I like that idea. I enjoy that concept. It's like sticking your hand in a garbage compactor. Well, it's like, I feel like every time if I'm talking about Aaron or I'm reviewing or looking at what Aaron has said, I'm like, have you considered don't touch the stove? The stove is hot. And she touches the stove and I go, see? The stove is hot, don't touch the stove. And she's like, fuck you! And then touches the stove. And I'm like, was the stove not hot? Yeah, the stove was hot, so you probably shouldn't touch it. Fuck you! And touches the stove again. And I'm like, why are you doing this? The only person you're hurting is yourself. Stop it. I watched Reverend Ruin's videos, and all I could think was stop hitting yourself. Like, what's happening? I don't know. And all these people say the same thing. Like, they're doing these things, and then there's, like, this degree of realization where they're like, oh, now somebody whose name I'm not gonna say because I'm better than they are, which makes no sense, that I'm talking about right now, without by being clear about who I'm talking about, because I don't say their name, it's their fault. So fucking stupid. And now people are gonna make 4-hour videos about me, and it's like, why are if you don't want that, what are you doing? And it's not like people ever, like, and it's not like the people who do this ever apologize or acknowledge that they're wrong. So, like, if somebody says I'm gonna do a 4-hour video about something, like, Veda has said this a couple times, oh, now Chesh is gonna do a 4-hour video about this, and I don't. And she never, like, corrects it. She just says it again the next time. Chesh is gonna do a 4-hour video about this. No, probably not, actually. They just have this idea in their head that I'm, like, feeding off of their content, and I'm really not. Their content is, like, easy, lazy stuff if I'm like, I don't really want to turn my brain on. I don't feel like it today. Nah, I don't think so. Because like, I just don't think Discord works or counts in the same way. Specifically because like oh, that's 12. Specifically because like the way Discord works is we spend so much time talking about other things. So like if we go and watch like if the Discord gets together and decides they're gonna watch like we're gonna watch Erin or something, right? We're gonna watch her video. We spend a ton of time not actually talking about them and not actually watching the content. We start talking about like ideas and concepts and not actually talking about whatever the video's actually about because we would literally all rather do something that is not this. So I don't find like when we do talk about or we do watch one of their contents, we're not spent 4 hours in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, but that's because we're not talking about or watching their content. We get distracted talking about other stuff. So like I just don't count it the same. I don't view it the same way. We start going into like dives of like conceptual dives. Of like, oh well this thing leads into this thing that leads into this thing that leads into this thing. That reminds me of the Herald campaigning. The dude who predicted the world would end a few times, and each time he kept going on, except on the last one he did where he said, quote, "It was a spiritual death." Yeah. To be honest, I didn't see much of her vid last time in Discord. I ended up napping. Hard to stay awake this time of the year when it's so dark. Yeah. Uploading your takes instead. Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think it's a bad thing either to take something and spend a bunch of time unpacking it. Like, I think that's fine. I just don't view it as a bad thing. I think it could be problematic if it like ends up like overtaking too much. Like this court stuff has eaten up a lot of my time. Like a lot. And I kind of had to stop doing a lot of what I was like a lot of other things I was doing and put like projects on hold and stuff. But I thought it was important, right? For other reasons. I'm like, I think this is important for other things. You know what I mean? So, like, it had other value to me. But now that some of that other value isn't there, right? Because it's like, I don't care. Or, like, the court is going to do whatever the court is doing. I don't really need to sit around and dissect some of this stuff. Right? So, like, and especially in the new year, New Year is gonna be mostly, like, it's gonna be all debate hub. So, like, my main focus is gonna be over there, so do not be surprised if you don't see as much content on my main, or on my named channel, you know what I mean? So, like, are you guys still going? Good God. But regardless, like, it's like... It's one of those things where it's a balancing act. You gotta be careful not to get, like, too sucked into something, especially something like this kind of vitriolic. If she gets locked up in 2025, we need to do a Discord celebration. Oh, are you kidding? If I get... I will do a no BK in prison stream if I find a mugshot of Erin. Because that's just fucking hilarious. Yeah, like, that's just too funny. The world ended in 2012. Oh no, the Mayans were right when the world ended, and we just read the numbers wrong. 2012, it was actually 21, the year after COVID. Everything came to a halt and basically died. I don't know about that. I mean, it's one thing to be like the world is ended or this is the end of the world and now we're just living out the final like sputterings. I do think humanity is on like a precipice where it needs to make a decision. Um and the decision is going to be whether or not we survive as a species. So it's like, do we just get stuck in this place of indecision where everything is dealt with by like a handful of rich people that nobody's happy about? I don't care that much about Trump being president. Like, it doesn't, it's like, it matters, but as somebody from like another country who's like it matters and the damage will matter, but I do not view the whether or not the world ends or not based on American politics. Dicks out for Harambe. When Lemmy died. I think there's like, I do think we are kind of standing on a pretty hard decision that needs to be made. And it's gonna be like fighting tooth and nail about whether or not we survive as a species. Said you wanted to talk to people about D&D stories. Did you still want to do that? Or did you say no, nope, too much other stuff? I think for now, I think there's too much other stuff. Because that was, like, very involved in artwork, and I'm just trying to get my wrist back to functional space, and it's, like, on and off. I did do a little bit of sketching on paper the other day, and that was nice. So, hopefully I'll be able to get back to doing art soon, but... I hope you guys also enjoyed the philosophy show this weekend, this Saturday. If you didn't catch that, I think you're missing out. Because that was, like, really good. That car looked like it was about to crash into that other car. Somebody just got neck whiplash. I don't know if you guys saw that. Humans are greedy and will only be something their family. There are people who want to help, but I wonder who comes out of it was actually too happy. What? I'm sorry, Athens, I don't understand what you're saying. I apologize. I'm not sure I grasp what you're trying to say. Oh no, I'm still using that tablet. I just haven't been able to stream art and stuff yet. I really do hope my wrist gets back to a more functional place. I'm sure it will. I think it just needs to be rested. No, I'm sorry, Athens. I'm just like it might just be also my brain that I'm not entirely sure what you're what you're saying. My brain just might not be doing the brain thing. I love the sound effects. Whoosh. Alright, what do we still need? Egg. 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 See, I knew it. I knew we were gonna need that shit. I have a big brain. Alright? Gargantuan. I basically, if it wasn't for, like, my genetics, my brain, my head would look like I'm Megamind for how big my brain is. If I go to any family events this Christmas, I have every intention of showing up and acting like I am the smartest fucking person in the room. Because I think that would be funny. I'm just gonna be like an arrogant little shit. Just because I feel like it. Listen, sometimes I like to show up and throw rocks. Like, you know what I mean? It's just fun. It's a good time. I'll wait until somebody talks to me like I'm stupid, though, first. I'll wait. Somebody will talk to me like I'm dumb, and then I'll just be like, oh yeah, and then I will drink a glass of wine. I'll be like, hold on, and I'll go get a glass of wine, and then I'll stop caring. It's just fun. Oh my god, wait, are you guys putting stuff out? What are you putting out? Oh my god, am I gonna have to order more stuff? It's fine. I'm opening the store. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just hope you get better. Yeah, I'll be okay. I'll be alright. I should be wearing my wrist thing, but I forgot to go get it before I started the stream. I'll go get it later. I think Athens, you make a good point. I'll read it out just for anybody who's not watching. Athens said, humans are greedy and will only be for themselves and their family. There are people who want to help, but I wonder who will come out in the end of it. In the end, if it were actually to happen, the end of the world, will humanity's greed and selfishness win, or does the need to help others win? So, greed is only really a bad thing when you, like, selfishness is only a bad thing if it's too much. Like anything else, it belongs in balance. The need to help others can be, like, so, if it's too much, it'll be too detrimental for success, right? It's like people who help people so much that they don't take care of themselves. And so if you don't take care of yourself, you can't really do an effective job helping other people. So it's about balance, right? And the problem with human greed isn't that humans are greedy, it's that we're not very good at resource management in the long term, viewing ourselves as a group, right? Our groups are viewed in smaller pockets, which is, I think, of what you mean by, like, themselves and their family. Right, so for example, let's take somebody like Elon Musk. Elon Musk doesn't care about his family. Not even a little bit. He doesn't even care about his in-group. Because he doesn't have an in-group. He is a singular, solitary individual. And he is a very, very sad and lonely person. And he needs help. The problem is that he has way too many resources hoarded to himself, right? So, if you want, the answer at the end of the day is less of a question about whether or not greed wins or helping other people win, because neither one of those things can win on its own. Both will lose. You need both. So, the question is less about... The question is whether or not humanity is going to survive. Period. And we might, as a whole, but regardless, a lot of people are going to die one way or another, and a lot of other species. We're going to take a lot of other species with us. So if we don't... And people right now are being like, oh, you can't do that, that's extreme. Or you can't do that, that's extreme. That's extremism. And the problem is like, we have an extreme problem. A couple of very, very, very extreme problems, and they need solutions that are equal in measure. So, if we want to... And, like, there are technologies that exist that can heftily... Like, a lot of the solutions already exist. It's a matter of whether or not we are going to implement them. There's a lot we can do about electricity, for example. in reducing carbon emissions in that regard. The question is whether or not we invest enough to do it. Realistically, I think Elon Musk's behavior and the problems that surround Elon Musk ought to be enough to just take his money away and distribute it into projects that will actually benefit the people he's been stealing from. And the people he's been harming, which is, like, just society at large. The world ending isn't gonna be like that. The world won't end by, like, via, like, zombie apocalypse, who's going where type thing. Like, that's just not how it's gonna go. The end of the world will likely just be a slow burnout, and then humans self-imploding. If we think it's likely that the world will end, we have to organize an effort to save everyone in the Discord. That's kind of already something that's been talked about in the Discord a little bit, of, like, how do we help people in our local area, or how do we help, like, there's been resources passed around of ways for because we can only help people that are able to help themselves to a degree, right? Look, I remembered to boost my guys this time. Like, AI needs to be banned. And that might sound extreme to you. It's not. AI and crypto need to be banned, made illegal and banned. And there are two main reasons why. And it's not because they're a scam, and it's not because they're ripping people off, and it's not because, like, that they're like, MLM/pyramid scheme type stuff. They need to be banned because of the amount of resources they utilize for nothing. AI and crypto does nothing for society. Zero things. It provides nothing. So it needs to be removed. And it should be banned. And that might sound extreme. It's not. AI doesn't have feelings. AI art doesn't do anything. There are specific machine learning programs that I think can stay and do good work and do jobs that are beneficial for people. I'm not talking about those. I am specifically talking about this idea that is being marketed of AI, which it is just machine learning, but I'm specifically talking about that niche. And it needs to be banned. Duopolies and monopolies, both vertical and horizontal, need to be banned. There's a lot of companies that need to be busted down into multiples. And it's like, these are things that have already been done and done successfully. Like there's already statistics, there's already historical precedents to show that they're very, that they're effective. Teddy Roosevelt, for example. Just look up what he got up to during his time. So, but alas, I am not Jack Black. Noted. Google's in a lot of legal stuff. Teddy was an asshole, but he got shit done. Yeah. I think that might be what people are thinking about Trump. He might be an asshole, but he'll get stuff done, but I don't think that's true. But go on, which Google case? Google is almost always in some kind of litigation. You have to be more specific. Look, we made it 20 grand already. Oh my god, there's still so many people in the store. I wonder if I need to put more music up. I don't want to. I like being able to stand in the middle and not have it be super duper loud. China. Yeah. The Monopoly case, the one where the government was trying to break it up. Oh, yeah, I mean, they did it with, was it Telus? In America? There was one that they did it too. It worked, it ended up being really good for the market. Was it Telus? I don't remember. Yeah, Google should probably be broken up. Amazon needs to be broken up. Disney and Warner Brothers needs to be broken up. I don't think they'll do it while Trump is in office. No, I doubt that. I'm sure there's like some real estate businesses that need to be broken up, but I don't know enough about real estate to say which ones. PepsiCo, which we just talked about, needs to be broken up for sure. There are a couple of businesses that are like that need to be pulled apart and redistributed. Chips and eggs. Eggs. I think it was the 12-pack of eggs again. Yeah. Man, the 12-pack of eggs just like changes price all the time. What do we got? We got $4.35 for a 12-pack and $4.70 for the 6-pack. So I guess everybody's gonna buy 12 packs of eggs because why would you ever not buy the 12-pack instead of the 6-pack? If you're worried that your eggs are gonna go bad, just hold on to them a little bit and then boil them. And then it'll last like a little bit longer. Like if you only need 6 eggs, but you buy 12, which means like you've got double the amount of eggs, you could take half of those 12 eggs and you could just boil them and make chicken salad, or what, not chicken salad, egg salad sandwiches. Definitely recommend. Okay, prices are done. Double check our bills. Bills paid. Nice. 12-pack of eggs during lockdown? Hell yeah. Alright. I will be back. Well, these guys gotta do this, so I will be back momentarily. I'm gonna take a bio break. Hello, welcome back. I have returned. Did they just finish? I just saw one of them walking by. Did they just finish out here? Are they done? No? Oh, whoa, there they all are. What the fuck? They did that. They tried to sneak a break while I was taking a break. What the hell? Have the lowest denominator sale for 1 day. On what item? You can freeze a boiled egg. It'll last for 6 months. That said, most chicken eggs are fine stored at ambient temperatures 3 to 4 months, as long as they haven't been chemically washed. Interesting. Like, I knew eggs lasted a lot longer than people think. I'm pretty sure you can tell, like, whether or not an egg is fresh enough or not by floating it in water. Or, like putting it in water and saving it sinks or it floats. Do we want to have, like, a super sale on one of the items in the store? We can do that. What item do you want to pick? Good God. They gotta be close to done. Some ordinary gavers covered the case and went through the ruling that they can't own the stuff that Google Chrome runs on. And he said, quote, someone else will probably buy it. But honestly, I have a feeling Trump will reverse it before it would take effect. You'd be surprised at what Trump can and cannot actually do. So if there's like a court ruling, the president can't just like never mind that. They have to go through the legal process to undo it. So it's not that simple. And I'm not sure how competent Trump's team is gonna be to even be able to do that. In response to there was actually a lot of positive things that happened in response to Trump being voted in. Like, a lot of the states did stuff. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't know. Oh my God. I could put a small shelf over here for now so this looks less stupid. Tiny shelf. Small. Much small shelf. Ta-da! Get in there. Yeah. Small shelf. Ah, it's cute. Mutahar also got into drama over the weekend too, over anime and Nux, and it's all about Lolly and other stuff. Oh yeah, I know that. I knew that Nux and him were arguing about. I knew they were fighting, but I didn't know what it was about. I haven't actually watched any of Nux's stuff in a while. I don't think I've really watched much of his stuff since he was watching what's it called? Velma? Not that I've, like, have any, like, I don't know what the drama's about or what the issue is. So I have no opinions on the matter as of right now. I knew that it was going on because I saw it pop up in my feed, but I didn't sit and watch to see what anybody was saying about it. I have been too busy. The lolly conversation is like, ugh. it to me, like, it, ugh. I like watching Mother's Basement and good old Canadian boy, as it were. Mother's Basement, and I do enjoy Giguk. Giguk is a funny dude. I haven't watched their podcast, really. The Trash Taste, I think it was called. I haven't really watched much of that at all, but I do enjoy Giguk's videos, and his wife is fucking hilarious. Giguk's, what's her name? Gigi? No, hold on. Hold on, what is her name? YouTube. If I look for Giguk... Sydney. What's... shut up, hold on. What's the name of her channel? Why doesn't he have her channel linked in his featured channels? What an asshole. Maybe it's in the VODs. Where is Sydney's channel? Oh, you suck, dude. Stop. Stop! I beg of you. Oh, I haven't seen his fall 2024 anime in a nutshell yet. I gotta watch that. What's her channel name? Do you guys know what her channel name is? Fuck, she's so funny. What? I'm not even playing anything right now. What is Sydney's channel? Oh my god, what's Sydney's channel name? I'm losing my mind. This is... what the fuck? Is it Sid Snap? I think it might be Sid Snap. I think I found her. Yes. Okay, yeah, I found it. It's Sid Snap. So if you're curious, that's... she's great. She is absolutely hilarious. She talks a lot... She talks about a lot of, like sexually explicit anime and manga stuff. She's wonderful. If you've never seen her channel, absolutely. Oh, sorry, hold on. I missed some comments here. What do we got going? Mutar is some... yeah, Mutahar, yeah, sorry, is some ordinary gamer. Yes. Getting back to your vase ecosystem. Oh, yeah, that's so cool. I just went over him in the completionist scam saga. Oh. What was it definitive that the completionist was doing a scam, or was he just doing bad at trying to do charity? Because that was my interpretation, but I didn't dive it. So I don't know if that was actually conclusively the case. He called Nux a PDF for liking Lolly even though it was a joke. And had a video going over hentai tags. Oh, he's since deleted the video calling Nux out. Goblin Slayer, Ryu of a Healer, High School DxD, High School of the Dead. Oh, I see. I mean, that's not really lolly stuff, but I understand. I understand the potential issues that can come with those particular those shows in particular. Are you guys familiar with an anime called Kaijo? want to know if there's any real degenerates in here. Or if you guys are all fake degenerates. Posers. Alright, we're good now. I had to order a couple of more things. But we are Gucci, we Gucci. Put the last box away. Wonderful. And now we rest my wrist. Yeah, you know you watched it. Okay, what did you think? Those anime I listed are sexually explicit anime. What? Wait. They listed... Wait, hold on. Sorry. They listed High School DxD as sexually explicit and Goblin Slayer as sexually explicit? Why? Why are those two in there? Redo of a Healer... I'm not even... I've only seen little bits of Redo of a Healer, so I'm not like, it's definitely very rapey. High School DxD is softcore porn. High School DxD is absolutely softcore porn. Goblin Slayer has a rape scene in it. High School the Dead has like a creepy pedophile teacher. But he, the completionist, used the names of charities he was working with and wasn't working with anymore, and some of the money was missing, but when they got called out, they donated the whole thing in the account to someone. Oh, okay. No, not them. I did. To me, they are. I don't know about okay. I understand. I mean, you'd have to, like, define, like, what do you mean when you say sexually explicit? You mean there's, like, sexual connotations, or there's, like, upskirt shots? Like... Kaijo is hilarious. Unironically, Kaijo is actually a very good sports anime and a very good story, but it is very, very... Unless you contain nudity, sexually explicit. Well, I don't think there's any nudity in High School of the Dead. There's underwear shots. There's shots of, like, that are censored, like, oh, they're in the shower shots. But they don't explicitly show you anything. High School DxD also does High School DxD? I know in some versions of High School DxD, you'll get full boobs. But in other ones, it's censored. Oh, there's an uncensored High School of the Dead? I didn't know that. The bathroom scene is uncensored. Yeah, okay, I guess. Sure. Goblin Slayer does have some very, like, explicitly this is like goblin assault. I guess it also depends on if you're talking about the manga and what was on TV, right? Or like what was on, what was syndicated. That was all over my head until I heard the word boobs. That's funny. That's very funny. I like that. I'm here for that. Did I do the bills? Yeah, I did the bills. I did them already. Everything's done. We did everything. We're good. We're Gucci. I really like how our store looked. I'm still not sure about these freezers, but I think we're in a good spot about where those freezers are gonna go. High School of the Dead will never be completed or an ending since the author is dead, so what? I really liked High School of the Dead. Because High School of the Dead is very much like taking the piss. Like, High School of the Dead is being sexually explicit as part of the joke. Like, like there's this scene in a High School of the Dead where the girl has an assault rifle and it gets, like, jammed or whatever and she falls. And the other girl is with a wooden katana, like a little bit down the freeway, just like hacking zombies apart. And he jumps down out of like this bus tank or whatever the hell they're driving around in, and fucking jumping down and grabbing this gun and you like propping it on the girl's chest, so every time he fires and reloads it, she's like jiggling all over the place and just being like, ah! And he fires the gun to help the girl who's fighting the zombies, and her boobs jiggle twice. So like the bullet comes towards her titties, they jiggle to move space, and then jiggle again while the bullet is between her boobs, and then move again as it flies through. I'm like, her boobs are moving at like Mach 27. What is happening? It's so funny. It's so funny. And like, Psycho Best Girl, I loved that character. I'm like, this character's fucking hilarious. Is it appropriate? Is it problematic? Does it cater to pedophiles? I don't know. That's a whole nother... I didn't view the show that way. So maybe it does. Her boobs boobly boobled. That, yes. That is the most like boobs boobly boobling. You can just find it on YouTube. It's so fucking funny. And like, I don't know. It's not porn. Right? It's at least not porn. But could you whack to it? Yeah, sure, you could whack to anything. So I don't know. Like, is the question whether high school DxD should exist? Or, like, if it caters to pedophiles? Unironically, high school DxD has a really in-depth, complicated story and some really, really deep character moments. Because I've actually seen high school DxD. So, and then you're asking the question, well, is the character underage or is the character a lolly? Because those are two different things. Like, definitively. You like the Completionist even have some shirts from the Beard Bros, which he was a main person on. So I looked into this, and yeah, he doesn't even deny saying that he claimed to be working with charities and wasn't giving them any money. It's weird that they said they were working with charities and weren't giving the money to anyone, and then some of the money being missing / claiming that all of the money is going to charity when they were covering costs and stuff is also sus. The problem with doing charity as a YouTuber is like the lack of experience. You have to know or hire or work with people who know what they're doing. That's why Jacksepticeye has been so successful with his Thankmas, is because he's very, very careful, very involved, and very, like, clear about what is going on and who he's working with. So, like, fingers crossed that never goes south. But those things are very much like, you have to, with charity, you have to be transparent and you have to know what you're doing, so you're best off, if you want to do charity as a YouTuber or as an inexperienced person, is to work with people who are experienced. Is High School of the Dead whackable? I plead the fifth. Right? Yeah, right. Since they're in high school and still minors, some might consider it. Well, that is also depending. So, like, they're minors in America. And, like, if you want to have the conversation about what counts as underaged or what counts as legal in Japan, right? And that is that is, like, people who are into that stuff for, like, the wrong reasons will absolutely use that kind of reasoning. And if you don't acknowledge that that reasoning exists, then you're never going to know how to counter it. There are people who are so pedantic about it, they're not real, they're just drawings. That's also, well, that's not being pedantic. That's a legit argument. So, like, is that you may as well start off the conversation instead of talking about lollies, because the answer is always going to be context. Yeah, do we have an underaged character that is explicitly, or even an overaged character that is explicitly designed to be sexually appealing as what appears to be a child? Right? That can be very, very problematic for a lot of different reasons, right? Now, if you just have a character that is old that looks young and it's being played for other reasons and reasons that are not sexual, then you might just have a good character on your hands. So you can't just, like, you can't just paint it with a brush. You're better off to try to have a conversation about whether or not is it appropriate to build a childlike sex doll for to be sold to therapists who work with people who are attracted to minors or who are attracted to children. Like, you're better off trying to have that kind of a conversation. Because, like, that's ultimately what the question is, right? And it's a hard conversation to have. And, like, maybe YouTubers shouldn't be the ones having this conversation. Maybe the fucking degenerate fucking... the degeneracy that is, like, weebs are not exactly the people that ought to be, like, having this conversation, you know what I mean? And I'm applying that to myself, by the way. I don't think that I'm necessarily the person to be having this conversation. I'm not gonna have an answer. I'm not a psychologist. And, like, maybe it's a conversation that people aren't ready to have. Like, as, like, a species, like, as humans. Like, a lot of people will just say, no, if you're attracted to children at all, you should just be shot. Like, there are people who hold that opinion. So, I don't know. Things like that get sticky really fast. Get it? Pun? Ha. But Nux has, like, joked / serious / not serious joked about liking lollies for a long time, so, you know, I don't think he's totally kidding. I think he's half kidding. But I also haven't watched his stuff in a long time. But it's, like, part of it is just, it's a meme. There's no way we sold none of these, right? Like, that didn't happen. So, this is gonna be... yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. He's working as his father and other people who were part of his father's business. What? One Punch Man is 28, but she is short and small. Is she considered a lolly? These are questions to be asked. Well, okay, so, like, again, it really just depends. Like, there's contextual things, right? So, like, people got mad at, Uzumaki-chan wants to hang out because she was short. She was a short girl with giant tits. And it was, like, a part of, like, her character and what was talked about in the show and what she dealt with as a character. And people got mad because they were like, oh, and she was a university student. Like, so she's supposed to be of age. She's supposed to be in her 20s. And people were like, oh, well, this is just oversized boobs for oversized boob sake. Nobody looks like this. Blah, 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 blah. And you want to know where all that comes from? People hating women. Because women do look like that. People started posting pictures of themselves and they're like, I look like that? And this is something that I deal with on a regular basis? Hello, I am a short individual. I'm a short person. I'm also an adult. I also look young for my age. So do I... What? What does that mean for me? Right? And sometimes it means something and sometimes it doesn't mean anything. Right? So, what are you gonna do? Not every short girl is a lolly. Or maybe every short girl is a lolly. If they're short and young looking, are they by definition a lolly? And does that mean you're attracted to children if you like short girls? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. The problem with a lolly characters, if they are acting and they're not a child, is if they are acting like a child, and that's being presented as attractive, and that's being like like presented in a way that it's like a thing to be going for. You know what I mean? So like if you have a character, so for example, Interview with a Vampire. Kirsten Dunst's character in Interview with a Vampire. That's a fucking lolly. That is a fucking lolly. And part of Interview with a Vampire was Kirsten Dunst's character, not the actress. The actress was obviously underage, but the character is a vampire who is hundreds of years old and who is in the body of a child, and she cannot mature. And not only can she not mature physically, but she is also limited mentally because her body and her brain didn't finish developing. And that is actually actively part of that character's struggle and what that character is going through and what that part of that character is actually explored in the movie. Right? And she is also, like, part of that character's struggle is struggling with how she's never going to have a real proper romance and how she's never going to have, like, a real proper, like, life in that way. Not just because she's a vampire, but because she can't participate because she is trapped as a child. And so, like, there are really interesting things you can do without, like, saying, like, showing her as if she's supposed to be sexually appealing, because she's not supposed to be sexually appealing. But if you're building a character and you're trying to explore something like this, but instead of, or you build a character, you take that exact thing and you say, well, actually this character is supposed to be sexually attracted, like the people who are watching the show is supposed to be sexually attracted to this character, this child, and this child is acting as a child, even if they're, like, the excuse of, oh, they're actually 100,000 years old, whatever the fuck. Like Kana, right? Kana in in Konosuba, right? Konosuba is a great little slice of life. It's got some weird things in it, right? It's got Quetzalcoatl, who is a character with giant titties, who is weirdly attached to a boy, like a child boy. And there's some question marks around that, right? Then you have Kana. Kana is a hundreds of year old dragon, and she is going to primary school. She is not treated by that show in a sexual manner in any way, shape, or form, and she behaves like a child. So, like, these conversations are so, like, the people having these conversations, too, are usually not really having them in a very productive way. So, like, this kind of stuff is, like, very contextually relevant to, like, well, what are you talking about? Whoops. So, like, I think sexualizing children is a bad idea. I think sexualizing children in TV shows and normalizing that in that way is a bad idea, and it should be frowned upon, and it should stay that way. Yeah, also the same thing in Invincible. There's a character who age regress for every hour she uses her power, she gets an hour younger. Yes. Yep. Yeah, there's a character in One Piece who is a forever child thanks to a devil fruit. Yeah. And, like, I think these are fine things to explore. It just depends on how they're handled. And in some cases, there's nothing you can do about the way your audience is handling the character. Right? Sometimes people will take your character and run with them and do things that the story had never even implied, because people are fucked up. So you can't really blame, like, the authors for, or the artists for creating this character and exploring this character when the fan base is then taking it and running with it and being a bunch of fucking degenerates. This is the wrong spot. Where is this supposed to be? Where is this noodle? This is the wrong thing. Because there's like this noodle, and then there's this noodle. And this noodle is supposed to be that noodle. So where is this noodle? Guys, I'm missing noodles. What happened? What did I do? Oh. Okay, it's over here. That's what I did. There we go. I fixed it. Problem solved. Well, Rule 34, yeah. Yeah. People will Rule 34. And, like, I don't hate when artists take a younger child and up-age them to do stuff like that. Or even just, like, explore what a character will be like when they're older. I think that's totally fine. I don't have an issue with that. But I do think that there are issues, and, like, I feel like lollies are just generally, like, a meanie excuse to be a fucking degenerate, and, like, just maybe don't. That was fucking weird. Well, there's also, like, the idea of shows that explore sexual relationships between teenagers. Right? But that doesn't mean you have to, like, that's teenagers dealing with teenagers. That doesn't mean that, like, the show is trying to sexualize them. To try to pretend that teenagers don't start exploring their sexuality at that age is doing them a disservice, and especially when it's a show that is, like, directed at teenagers, because teenagers are gonna watch anime. So, like, to have a show that is geared towards them, that has, like, these themes and is exploring these ideas, is, like, I don't really see an issue with that. The fact that there are disgusting piece of shit adults that are going to abuse kids is a fact. And, like, I don't think that teenagers shouldn't be allowed to have stories and have options to explore ideas and themes just because there are some creepy adults out there that are going to be creepy and weird about it. Right? Like, I still think it should be societally frowned upon that these adults are doing these things, but that doesn't mean we should stop making these stories or exploring these characters. Right? We don't negotiate with terrorists, I think is what I'm getting at. Anyway, I think it's a lot more complicated of a conversation than people give it credit for, and I think doing so does a disservice. Man, I had to spend a lot of money today. The progress is slow. It's gonna take forever to expand this store. God damn. Someone stole my nudes. No! Yo, racism in the anime community? No, say it ain't so. I don't know if you could hear my eyes roll from the way I said that. Did I check the prices? I don't know. I'm stretching right now, though. I think I paid the bill already, but I'll check. Oh, I didn't. Choco Pick went down. $5.25. Bills are good. We're good on bills. And we owe no money to the bank, so we are just pure profit. Profit, baby. Holla holla. Okay, I can probably open that now. They'll be fine. Heppa. I don't know. think the lolly situation is a little bit more cut and dry than I think people make it out to be. I think it's contextual to the show and what the show is trying to do, and I think it's contextual to the viewer and what the viewer is trying to do. If you have a whole like section of a community that is bitching and screaming and moaning about how they are sexually attracted to what is ostensibly a child, then yeah, you've got an issue on your hands. But if you have like the majority of the community being like, yeah, no, that's not cool, and you have, or if you have an artist that is making like characters that are only supposed to be sexually appealing children, then you've got another problem on your hands. So it kind of just, it depends on what you're talking about. Oh, there's a lot of racism in the anime community. Like a lot. Like a lot. Animu talk. Yeah. Well, I mean, like the lolly conversation goes around, right? Do you like if somebody was so like let's say you've got Kirsten Dunst's character, right, from Interview with a Vampire, and there was like a subsection of fans of that movie who were like, Kirsten Dunst is the hottest thing ever, and I want to have sex with her, and it's like explicitly underage Kirsten Dunst from that movie, The Child. Yeah, you have a problem on your hands. You don't use the excuse that, yeah, but that character's really, really old. It's like, no, that's no. Absolutely not. Because that's literally part of the character's problem, is they're not able to mature. Oh, well, age gaps is a different conversation. Age gaps is a massively, massively different conversation. And again, it depends on how they're handled. A lot of the time. There's good and then there's bad, and then there's like, we didn't really consider this when we were writing it. Which usually is bad. So, you know, it's like having a conversation. If you're playing Dungeons and Dragons and you have an elf that's like, if elves live to be 1,000 years old and you have a 500-year-old elf and a 27-year-old human, is that reasonable? Right? So it's the same way, like, an interesting, a show that actually covered this that's really interesting is, oh, what is it called? Like, and it explores this stuff. The show is called, oh no. What the hell is the show called? Where they're running around to all the different brothels and rating them based on, like, their race? Oh no. Funimation accidentally syndicated it, thinking it was like a fun little isekai romp, and it's just porn. I forget what it's called. Or you do it in the way that it was handled in What We Do in the Shadows, where the child vampires prey on child predators. Yeah, like that's a really interesting way you could take that. I like that. That's cool. I can't remember the name of the show. I've got Delicious in Dungeon stuck in my head. Which is really good. I was watching more of that actually yesterday. What? Fuck. What's the name of the show? Oh, no, this is gonna... Interspecies reviewers. Yes. Yes. So they're like a handful of people, the main two people being a human, an elf, and an angel. They're going around to different brothels, having sex, and then rating their experience. So they're reviewing what sex is like from different points of view as different species. And I'm like, that's brilliant. That is so smart, and it's such an interesting like exploration into like the fantasy, like the D&D styled fantasy, where it's like, well, the elf guy really likes this human woman who's like in her 60s, who's like been like a call girl or works at a brothel, and he really likes her and isn't interested in the elves, um who are like 200-300 years old. Whereas the human character really likes the elves, who are 200 to 300 years old, but isn't interested in the older woman, like in the 60-year-old human woman. So whereas the elf views her in one way and is just like, no, her energy, her youthfulness, like is wonderful. These elf girls are all like, they've been around, they're sticky, and he's not into them. But the human is more based on their visual appeal, and to him, their visual appeal, they look like they're in their 20s or 30s, right? It's a really good. It's actually a really good show. A D&D campaign for a party of bards. Well, I mean, it's interesting. Like, it's an interesting experiment. It's an interesting thought experiment. When it comes to dating in your D&D games, as long as the race is considered an adult at that age, then it's fine and we don't talk about it much. But if it's not the case, if for someone involved, we don't go there. Yeah, I don't tend to. I don't tend to do stuff like. I don't do like. I don't let my players like assault NPCs or anything like that. But it's a very interesting show. Interspecies Reviewer is it's a little bit horny. It's a little bit schlocky, but it's got some interesting things to say. Like the way they handle demons is very, and the succubus are very, very interesting. Source closed. Get the fuck out. And so, like, again, like I said, there's good media and there's bad media, right? And so, and you're always gonna have that. And then there's gonna be the way people interpret that media and what they do with it themselves. And it's just like, I mean, I'm not gonna, I don't know, I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna engage with it really. It's not really. Some conversations are just not worth entertaining. And if the conversation is literally just people making excuses for, like, being degenerates, like, okay. Alright, I guess. Like, you're not really having much of a conversation. You're already dealing with the, are you telling me you're sexually attracted to a cartoon? And that's already a conversation and a half, in some cases. So, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, weird topic for Supermarket Simulator. I try to approach every topic and every conversation in the same, with the same, like, uh, rigor. The same kind of principles. Consent, like the thing with lolly stuff, and like if you're gonna start talking about children, is consent. And like that's a whole other avenue of conversation, right? You had some really weird torture in D&D game. Sure. The terrible DM story? Well, so maybe save it for next time. Save it perhaps, because we have been live for 2.5 hours. Get out of my store. We're closed. Oh my god. Thank you for shopping at Mert Mart. The store opens at 4, where you shop smart. And I will see you guys in the checkout line. Good god. Oh my, I'm stuck. Ugh. Alright, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Mert Mart is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, from 4 till 6, and sometimes we go a little bit longer. I'll make sure to take a stretch. I'm gonna go get some food or something. And I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna make sure I save. I gotta double save. I trust nothing. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Bye now. Fucking weird as shit conversation, though. Fucking lollies, man. Fucking weebs.